it doesn't remember the settings that you have as your like PC settings, and therefore they're never correct. So let's go to the live control panel and fix it. Get all the settings as I normally have them, and then I will after that. Hopefully see some people in the chat if you get a notification. So let's set it to live chat so it's the correct chat. And pause the video on the screen so I don't need that playing back. Can I change the thumbnail yet for my stream earlier today, or is it still not processed any thumbnails on that? No, it's still not made any thumbnails from this morning's stream, so I can't do that. Just reply with some comments while Right, so hopefully we get some people on. Oh, it says 3 people on. Don't forget to give the stream a like if you come on, because, you know, like I said, YouTube isn't sharing my stuff very well at the moment. Maybe I'll do a community post to also say I'm live streaming if that works. Stream settings, is there a quick share option on here or not? Oh yeah, there is, yeah. So let's click share. And then can I create a post? No, but I can copy the link and do it as a post that way. If I go to dashboard, create post. Right, Rich, you okay? I've got a poll as well at the moment running on my like channel community thing. It's got 97 votes so far. That's actually quite a good number. So far, the check on 90 is in the lead. It was which mask should I do a gas mask test with, as in, you know, like spraying the air freshener. But again, the one I did the other day, or this morning or whenever, still only got 281 views because YouTube's not shared it. And that's even with me doing a community post about it as well. So again, YouTube is just not sharing the videos of my subscribers. The Mark 7 helmet sold earlier, so that was good. Again, I don't know if it was somebody that was a subscriber to this channel who bought it or just somebody else who spotted it on eBay. But that's good. It means, what was I going to say? Trying to think of the words I was meant to be saying, and my brain's gone blank. But yeah, basically just the thing of, you know, like posts get more views than the actual videos. So even though loads of people seem to see my posts, they don't seem to see my videos. It's a PIF helmet. Don't you know what this is, Foxium? PIF helmets are colonial oppression helmets. You know. Don't you know your history? And I said I like the British style ones. So it's known as a PIF helmet, but they're not like a ballistic helmet. They're like a hot weather helmet. You wear it with your like red coat or your similar looking uniform, and then you oppress people in other countries. Yeah, the Zulu Wars one were white, Rich, because I've got a white one that's made by the same company that did this one. But yeah, like they apparently went to khaki a bit later on, just because of khaki or khaki, just because it's you know, a much better because it's kind of a bit camouflage. The problem is the white ones are really obvious where you are, or in, you know, they still I think have the white ones for kind of like ceremonial use, but actual field uniforms they ended up making like that kind of tan brown color. Yeah, that's the opposite. History was one of the things I was good at in school. But yeah, like to comment. Again, I don't even know what my IQ is because I've never taken a proper IQ test. I've done some of the online ones, but I don't know to actually know if they're very good. And again, my IQ can be all over the place on those. Again, I don't trust them. And again, a lot of IQ tests are weird because they're not really actual. Like a lot of them are like pattern recognition type things, aren't they? Which again, I don't know if that really does indicate if somebody's smart or not. Because a lot of them is more like what would be the next shape in the sequence and stuff like that. But somebody could be shit at that, but still good at a load of other things. So again, I don't really know how reliable an IQ test actually is. You know, again, I don't know. I'm sure there's various ways they can do them, but I get that's strange, Foxian. Maybe call the police if that's against the law in your area. Again, don't really know what to say about that. But yeah, anyway, so we'll see if people come on. I'll be on different amounts of time depending on you know, how long people are on, because again, and sometimes YouTube shares these properly, sometimes it doesn't. All right, Oliver. Girate. So yeah, like I said, hopefully you get a load of people on. Okay, I don't know if you're just spamming the chat, Foxy, but it's very weird what you're doing at the moment. You're not really contributing anything to the conversation. You're just sort of having a monologue of your own. So yeah, at the moment, like I said, typical bloody problem with YouTube not sharing stuff. Again, YouTube shares my community posts. This is what's really annoying. So I can make a post saying I've made a video, and it will share that, but it won't share the actual videos. Although the one where it says you can then link to sharing a video, I think I only had 5 likes on that, while most of the other people, you know, I've seemed to get about 100 likes or so. So again, it is just really frustrating at the moment because, like I said, YouTube seems to be really broken at the moment with what they share, what they don't share. Again, the community poll I did, at least, that has had a load of votes in it, because I can see how many votes that's had. So at least with that particular one, you know, I know with that people have seen it because I can count how many votes there's been in total. But with some of them, you know, like you sort of think, well, there's only 5 likes on it. Well, hopefully, Oliver, I'm hoping, because YouTube seems to be sharing the community posts, it therefore counts that as channel sort of activity, and therefore might share a bit. There's the YouTube AI, and I don't know how truthful it is. Not the one that tells you to make stupid videos. But say I go to the YouTube AI thing. I think that's on the dashboard, isn't it? Yeah. So if I open Ask Studio up, and I'll put my community posts, get far more views than my new videos. Does making community posts help videos to be shared? Question mark. Let's ask Gemini. Oh, that's really annoying, Rich. Yeah, like I said, with that helmet I listed, for some reason that didn't list very well, but somebody did buy it in the end. But I don't know if that was because I direct linked it on here. But I had a load of issues, you know, where like I couldn't find it on eBay unless I was sent the URL directly, kind of thing. So YouTube says community posts can absolutely help your videos get shared and discovered by more people. While you've noticed they're getting more views right now, they're actually a powerful tool to keep Weaponsandstuff93 top of mind for your audience between uploads. Here is how community posts work to help your video content. Expanded reach, community posts can appear on the home feed and in the subscription feed of your viewers, even if they haven't seen your latest video yet. This provides more touch points for people to see your channel. Re-engaging subscribers. If someone hasn't watched a video of yours in a while, a post like a poll or teaser can bring them back to your channel. Is that YouTube basically saying they are unsubbing people or just hiding your content? Driving video traffic. You can share a video directly in a post or use an image GIF to tease an upcoming video. This can lead to This can lead to a boost in views for that specific video. Yeah, at the moment I'm trying to, Oliver, not, you know, only sell stuff at the moment, not buy stuff. I've got a couple of bits on order, but they're more like accessories or other things. Oh, it says add a QA sticker. Oh, no, these are the ones that really don't work properly on the phone. I think I can do them properly on the mainstream thing. Right, Mr. BIPU Vlog, if I pronounce your name right. So I can do, I'll do one of these things again. Again, I'm not expecting necessarily anyone to necessarily do it, but I don't know if it does actually your celebration shouldn't include anything of monetary value. Yeah. And it doesn't even as I say, it doesn't even actually mention that. It's a typical thing with that thing where say hello to anybody. So I'll put that on. Like I said, obviously I like it when I get donations, so there's a goal. Not that I expect anybody watching to donate. It's nice that you just view, because again, that does help me out by liking videos, viewing videos, whatever. That's cool, Oliver. But yeah, like I said, Rich, what kind of video cameras are you after? Because at the moment, like I said, the one I end up using the most is actually this thing, the DJI Pocket 3, because that's a really, really good little camera, this one. Like, surprisingly good, because it's got the gimbal that can track stuff. You know, you can have it film directly, like, you know, selfie-wise, or flip over, and it flips the gimbal around. I like the fact that, you know, like, part of it is the battery, so part of the handle there is actually like the battery compartment. So, you know, you get extra battery life with it, because, you know, that's essentially a big battery unit there. So, yeah, this I like. Obviously, you can, if you want to, put a different, like, tripod or mount on it. Again, the only thing with this is it can't really do, like, big zoomed-in optical zooms, because it's not that kind of camcorder type thing. But these are really good. Again, when I use this for streams and videos, this is the one where people say it's the best quality out of all my cameras, despite the fact that the RRP on these is way cheaper. Hype sent me this one, which is really nice of him, but the RRP on these is way cheaper than, like, the proper camcorder I've got. But the annoying thing with the proper camcorder I've got is obviously, what was I going to say? Like, obviously it requires a lot more editing and touching up and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Rich. But yeah, I say, if you ever look into them, the DJI ones are pretty good like that. Like I said, obviously, if it's not what you're after, then it's completely, you know, I'm not going to say I'll get that if it's, you know, not what you want, but they're the sort of thing I think that are pretty damn good, because I find mine pretty versatile for various types of videos, where, you know, with other types of videos, I sometimes have to use, you know, like, I used to use like one type of camera for one thing, one for another, but I can use that as a webcam, and it's the highest quality out of all my webcams. You know, even though it's not actually a proper webcam, you can plug it in and say, I want to use it as a webcam. You know, you can do vertical or horizontal videos with it. You know, the gimbal's pretty good at tracking stuff. So yeah, like I said, the community thing's really weird, because obviously, like I said, the community posts get more views than my actual things. Optical, was that digital? Or was it like partially optical, partially digital? But yeah, I know, like, obviously a lot of proper camcorders and cameras do have really good zooms. Obviously, like I said, that's only like 4x, and I think it's digital. It might be slightly optical, but yeah, like I said, my the one I actually like the most. Like I said, I've got a really nice. Actually, trying to remember what brand. I think it might be Canon. I'm not sure. My really nice camcorder. No, Haggard, and like I said, won't be able to buy any now. Just not because of changing the rules, can't afford them. Like I said, at the moment, I'm selling stuff, not buying stuff, because of the fact that, yeah, like I keep saying, basically, my income is, you know, depending on what YouTube gives me per month, which isn't a reliable source of income, not, you know, can't afford anything like that now. You know, groceries are hard to afford now. So essentially, what I'm currently doing is just, you know, selling stuff off to get a bit of money in, and hoping that with YouTube is enough till I can actually find a proper job again. Yeah, Oliver. You have the easiest way of doing it if you can crop. Not selling my S10. No, that's one of the ones I'm not going to sell. Again, there's the eBay bit up you can find on my channel page. Somebody bought my Mark 7 helmet earlier. I put up for sale. There's currently a Scott Pro mask up for sale on there and a DP5A Geiger counter. But basically, annoyingly, I can't really sell abroad because with most MilSerp kind of items, there's lots of rules in different countries about them. And, there's different taxes if you're sending them places. I'm only really doing recorded delivery in the UK, so I don't really have any issues. But yeah, I'm not selling the S10 because, like I said, I had two S10s. I traded one with somebody for the Canadian C4. And the other S10, like I said, I'm keeping that because it's kind of like a mask I really like doing, really like having, and people like me doing new videos on it every now and then. Like I said, it's on my channel on the community post bit. I can get it back up again if you want, but like I said, it's still there. And again, people keep, again, because YouTube doesn't share my stuff is the problem. There you go. But like I said, at the moment, DP5A for sale and the Scott Pro mask. The what's it sold already? The Mark 7 helmet sold within about a day because I put it up for, quite cheap for what it was. Don't know, Oliver. First, I'm going to have to find what's just available because at the moment, with the UK jobs market falling apart, the unemployment rate going up, you almost have to just take anything if you can find it. And again, in my local area, there's not really anything interesting. So I'd rather do something like warehouse work, something antisocial where I don't have to interact with people. I don't mind getting on with co-workers and socializing with co-workers, but I don't like jobs where you have to deal with the public because that adds an extra level of complication and stress to a job. I like a job where I just, know what I'm doing every day and can just get on and do it. I think that's called drug running, isn't it, Kevin? Or whatever. But yeah, wouldn't do one of those. I'm also probably not the right sort of person they hire for those because they're probably all of the same in-group as the people running them. But yeah, like I said, it's just a case of when I start looking for something, the first job I actually get, approved for, I do out of the stuff I'm applying for. But like I said, it's a case of at the moment, if you've been following the UK jobs market, unemployment is going up. So it's, one of those things, it's just going to get harder and harder to find a job. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about shitty stuff like that. It'd be better if we can just have a laugh on here and have a good chat. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, it's just one of those things at the moment that, yeah, the UK is not looking good financially and, all that sort of stuff. So again, like I keep saying, I don't want to sound like I'm getting annoyed when I have to keep telling people that, but I've said so many times recently, I'm not buying, I am not buying anything new really, unless something turns up ridiculously cheap for what it is. But like I said, I'm trying to clear out space at the moment, sell stuff, to get a bit of money back, so getting space and money back is the main priority at the moment, not spending money on other stuff. Because like I said, like with 1 month, recently, the food bill and all that for the month basically took up about half of my YouTube earnings for, like buying just groceries, and they were cheap groceries. So, it's like I said, it's just one of those things where a lot of people, I think, in the UK now don't have disposable income anymore. And it's the same sort of thing, where you used to see items sell quite frequently on eBay for, quite high money. And now you can list stuff on eBay quite cheaply and people won't ever buy it because, again, everybody's in the same situation. The Mark 7 helmet I had wasn't a duplicate. The DP5A isn't a duplicate. I only had one of each. The Scott Pro mask, I've got the better M98 variant. Yeah, that's the thing, Rich, isn't it? Like, yeah, it clears up space and gets you some money. That's the thing with all that sort of stuff. And again, at the moment, I'd rather get a lot of the house tidied up because, again, we have been throwing a lot of stuff away that's of no value, clearing out cardboard boxes out the attic, that sort of thing. And it does make you feel good in a way, clearing out shit. Like I said, a lot of this stuff's in quite good condition. It's just a case that it's, there's just too much of it now. Because, again, when I had a much better income that was disposable, people would say, can you get something to do a video on it? And I'd just buy it to do a video on it. And the problem is now on YouTube, if I do something like that, it's a load of my money gone, and YouTube probably won't share the video with people anyway, so I'll never get any of that money back. So yeah, at the moment it's a case of just really trying to fire sale a lot of the stuff. But I'm not really going to list too much stuff at once. I'm going to list a few items, wait till they sell, we'll list a few more kind of thing, because I don't want to be managing loads of items for sale at once and all that sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, a lot of the stuff I don't have duplicates of anyway, because of the fact that, you know, I didn't see the point in getting like multiple of the same masks. The only reason I ended up with 2 S10s in the first place was the second S10, which is the one I've still got, which is a 2009 dated one, so right near the end of their production run, was just because my dad went to a car boot sale. It was only 15 quid with a haversack. He bought it and is like, you owe me 15 quid. I hope I didn't, you know, waste your money on a gas mask you don't want. And I was like, fucking hell, that's an S10 and you got it for 15 quid. But yeah, it like I said, at the moment, the problem is with the economy in the UK and a lot of countries actually now, is that people have less disposable income. More of their income is just going on rent, utilities, and food, essentially. So you're getting more and more into the situation where the economies are stagnating. Yeah, Kevin, again, I don't know if like the US flea markets are equivalent. You might find an M40 for $15 or $20, but it was that kind of thing, you know, where it was basically, I think somebody was just clearing out their house, and by the look of it, it was the mother of a guy who was probably discharged from the army. You know, and because some of that stuff like that you're allowed to keep, like your respirator and that, when they discharge you. So I think by the look of it, they were just selling off any of the military shit you didn't want anymore. So yeah, that's the S10 that's still in this room. Let me show it to you again. Like I said, I'm definitely not selling this S10, but I'll get it down. Well, the CDs for sale aren't mine, they're my dad's. Because my dad buys CDs like cheap in charity shops and car boot sales, listens to the CD, and then typically lists them on eBay for about £1 to £2 each. But if you mean in general, I have loads of shit here I could sell, yeah. So yeah, there's the S10. Right, if that focuses, you'll see that's 2009 dated. I don't know if that's going to focus. Is that focusing? But yeah, it's Avon 2009, it says 10. So like I said, it's right at the end of the S10's production run. It's from, by the look of it, there's 3 blank spaces. So this is from September as well, 2009. All right, ISWJ, thank you for being so friendly. Yeah, I haven't ever seen masks done by the pallet load, but I know they sometimes do vehicles, and I know they must do stuff by the pallet load, because sometimes when I've seen certain models of like radiation detectors really cheap on eBay, you know, a store has like 100 of the things in, so they must have obviously bought a pallet worth of them. And if, again, some of them, because I bought quite a few MD3s at the time, were like 20 to 30 pounds each, where obviously one seller probably got them way cheaper. If they were flipping them for 30 quid each and making a profit, they must have got a pallet really cheap. And MD3s are quite brilliant. I love the MD3. I've got a couple of them. You know, one's like somebody painted for an arts and craft project, and I've got some in various states of use. I probably wouldn't sell the MD3s either because I use them a lot in radiation videos. Yeah, it's also after COVID as well, WG. So again, I'll try and not miss your comments. But you said back in 2018, you could find an M40 for $40 or less. Now they are more like $150 to $200, but the expired C2A1 filters I use as a journalist are around 10 to 20 per each. At least with, if you're doing, what sort of journalism do you do? That sounds quite interesting. But yeah, I don't know, can you get things like the expired 3M filters or the ones that are nearly expired? Because sometimes like these sort of things, because again, with the M40 being 40mm, at least you can get quite a lot of filters for it. And if you're just worried about like tear gas and that, you only really need organic vapor plus particulate protection. I'll have to dig out my Pasket again, but it's not uncomfortable. The Pasket and the ECBA are pretty comfy, especially compared to other body armors. Again, it's not comfortable compared to like a regular jacket, but compared to like plate carrying body armors, it's pretty damn comfy. So 6, 7 out of 10. Like, again, out of like regular body armors, like 8, 9 out of 10. But for like a regular person, if you're not used to wearing body armors, like 6, 7. Yeah, 6 or 7 out of 10. Like I said, the ECBA is the one I find really comfy for what it is. Probably because it doesn't have much neck protection, but you could always get like a separate, if you got one the ECBA, separate Kevlar like neck protector. Yes, Hunk basically has a very S10 looking thing with red outserts. So yeah, this is the set look where I've got, annoyingly, I wish there was a way of converting these to converting these to proper things. So this is the Klansman radio. Oh, actually, that's only 3-pin. I thought it was more. I wonder if I could figure out how to wire this up to a 3.5mm jack. But yeah, the Klansman radio, because if you ever wondered why, because some of the S10 copies have this exact bit on the side, it's because this radio connector snaps onto the side like that. So you can, like microphones, so you can really clearly talk with the S10 on, straight into the mic on the side. Yeah, the red outserts, these are the official Avon ones, because I know people 3D print these now. And again, these are like £40 when I bought these, which I thought was really expensive, but you're never finding these for that sort of money again now. So these are the anti-laser ones. There's a water tube. It's there, look. Drinking tube. It folds up and goes into the bit there. And the thing to put the straw in about your mouth is that lever there. Again, the S10 is really well designed for when it was made in terms of, like how compact it is and everything. And the FM12 was just the better S10, basically. But yeah, these are the anti-laser sort of inserts. So these were designed so if you have green lasers, the red like cancels out the green lasers. I think it's for use with laser designators. So, you didn't reflect it into your eye and burn your eyes out. I've also got in here, as well as a filter, I have also got in here the flash hood for it. I don't normally put that on. But the flash hood is basically, if you've ever seen the things of a flash hood, this isn't a chemical hood because a lot of people mistake it for one. What the flash hood is designed for is that if they were breaching, so it's a bit like the second skin for the M40, but it's not for chemical use. What the flash hood's for on an S10 is so if they're like breaching or throwing flashbangs and things like that, it's like a fire retardant hood basically. So there's less chance that like your hair and stuff sets on fire underneath the mask, or like you burn the rubber of the mask. So yeah, let's run the S10 because I've not done it yet off the PAPR. So I'll do it with the red outserts on because it looks cool. Again, the only thing with the S10 is that you can't quickly adjust the straps. That's one of the things, like the straps are outdated. Other than that, the S10 straps are pretty good. But it's a mask where you have to kind of like flip open these quite hard to do little clasps. Let me see if it still fits me without modifying it, actually. Oh, good, it does, right. So that's pressurizing all right, as you can see. Good seal. Let's run it off the PAPR. So I'm going to disconnect this mask from the PAPR first. Run it through there. Let me get that one. The only problem is, so my glasses aren't on now, and reading the comments is even more difficult with red filtered lenses on. But anyway, let's power up the PAPR. There we go. Nice, easy airflow there. So Mondiani says, no rubble down your shirt like hair from barber or sparks or anything like that, yeah. And the Cold Warner said, if you were locked in the Chernobyl power plant, what gas mask in the era would you bring? An IP4M rebreather, Soviet IP4M rebreather. Because being a rebreather, you're not breathing anything in at all. But if you're around lots of gamma rays, you're cooked anyway. Because of the fact that the gamma rays won't give a shit about personal protective gear you're on, they're going to fry your genetics anyway. Now, these lenses are shaded, as I was saying just now, because they're red tint for green lasers. So, you know, like where you get laser safety goggles? It's so with laser designators of the era, like the 80s, 90s laser designators, you wouldn't dazzle yourself with them. And I think they did different color outserts for different things, because you can also get like the tinted outserts and things like that. But yeah. Again, one thing I love with these outserts is how easy it is to put them back on compared to something like an M17 or M40. They literally just snap on. Again, the S10 is so good in terms of things just kind of push onto it, rather than you having to fold something back and fold it, you know. Again, this is a pretty fucking revolutionary mask when it was made. Again, there's much better masks than the S10 now, but I still think it is like one of those. Looks really cool, was really good compared to most other masks of its era. Like I said, you can probably actually hear me better if I take that off, because obviously the microphone's not powered on, so it's going to do fuck all for you to hear me. But yeah, I wonder if there is a way with the 3 pins on that of like connecting it to a 3.5mm jack or something. Is that Rajiv? With the red outserts on, anybody that's a mod, I can barely read the blue in their name, because the red outserts make the blue almost impossible to read. Right, I'll take the S10 off now. But like I said, fucking good mask. And that's the drinking tube inside, if that shows up there, see there? I can, you do that to get in and out. I actually prefer drinking tubes that kind of swing on a diagonal for going in and out of your mouth, but the S10 design isn't awful. At least I like the fact you can have it folded out the way when you're not using it. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's just weird. It's like, I don't know if it will work on the screen. Let me show you if it does. So let's flick the PAPR off. The S10's going straight back in its bag after I've done this stream, so I don't damage it or lose it. That's all right, Mondiani. Again, I'm a sort of gas mask channel primarily. So, yeah, if I get this, so let's be connecting. You're live. Okay, that just dirt then. All right, I'm glad you like a Mr. Scope FR. So, yeah, so let's see if it does the same thing. So, with the blue, say, like where Rajiv's name is, if I put that there, see what it does? Like, the blue is really hard to see with that red tint on. Again, I think green is the color it most gets rid of. Let me actually see. Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can get a color chart up and just see if which ones on the color chart. But yeah, I know it's green lasers because I've tested it with various color lasers, and green is the one it. Right, so this is an item for sale. I don't want to buy this item for sale, but actually no, let's not get that one. I just want to get like a color wheel type thing up, color chart or color wheel. I don't want like one for sale. I just want one of those ones as a, you know, good kind of thing. So give me a second, sorry. Right. Again, my saturation's quite high on my screen, so this may or may not look that good. But in theory, I think it's the green that is going to be the most kind of blocked. Yeah, it's kind of between the sort of teal colors and the green. These outserts sort of negate the most. See that shade of green? See, it almost goes yellow. That's what it does to lasers. So yeah, that's the shade of green it's specifically for. Like the exact green laser kind of IR one, because it stops it basically burning your eyes out. Because yeah, see that how that looks like it's completely changing color there. No, it's not a problem with it's not a problem with my internet. It was because I'm on a phone and you can't alt tab away on the phone. The YouTube app, for whatever reason, just minimized. Like when you're on PC, you can go alt tab, open up programs. If you're streaming, it's fine. For whatever bloody reason, on one of these, you know, like YouTube streams, if you do it on a phone, you can't alt tab and let's see. I've got the OM90, haven't I, in this room? So, oh yeah, there it is. So, if I remember right, the OM90 is such a direct rip-off of the S10 with its lenses that, yes. So, hang on. I think it's the same with the Chinese FMJ08 when I showed that earlier. I have a feeling that both of them have the exact rip-off of the S10's lenses. Again, this mask isn't as good simply for the fact that, see there, that's not see-through plastic like with the S10, so your field of view is shit in the On90. But, yeah, if you look, they exactly go on, because this is a rip-off of the S10. So, yeah, the On90 directly rips off the S10's. Yeah, sadly, the On90 isn't very good. I mean, it's not awful, don't get me wrong. There's much worse masks than this. But the On90 is essentially just an unlicensed copy of the S10 that cheapens it in a lot of ways. Oh, that's annoying, Brown Street. Like I said, it's a bit better at the moment, but it's still not showing my... So, yeah, that's what it looks like, if you can see. So if you were wearing a mask and were looking through it, it would look like that. Yeah. German gas masks, depends on the model. Some German gas masks are really good, some are a bit shit. The Draeger M2000 is really nice, that kind of current one. Some of Draeger's civilian, like panoramic masks, are pretty good. That's all right, no worries. But the Draeger M65, like, I think a lot of the copies of the M65 are genuinely better than the original M65. In World War II, it's really weird because their civilian masks are actually better than their military masks in World War II. Like, I think the military masks were like thicker rubber and canvas and stuff like that, so they were probably more durable. But the civilian masks are actually just if you've got if you've got a proper filter on, either just a organic vapor filter or a combination like ABEC or CBRN filter, yes, you cannot smell smelly farts or air freshener or anything like that. If you've never used a gas mask, they're kind of weird because you only can really smell the inside of the mask. So, like, you get a strong rubber smell or whatever, because the filter completely negates all outside smells. And you know a filter's failing if the smells start coming through them into the mask, because basically when you're filtering the air, you can't smell anything, because obviously, like, odors are essentially vapors. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everybody, if you haven't liked it, just in case that helps YouTube share it. But yeah, I'm glad, Mr. Scope FR, you like my videos. What somebody say about Denmark? I missed something about Denmark, if it was related to something. Oliver says, I was sitting in traffic in Slough years ago and some arsehole was shining a laser in my eyes from a house window. Yeah, what a cunt. Again, like, I'm really responsible when I have lasers, because again, when people fuck around with lasers, that gives the government an excuse to keep trying to ban them. Like I said, I've got some lasers that, you know, would permanently give you eye damage pretty quickly if I shone them in somebody's eyes. You know, I've got various colors of them in various strengths. The really scary one I have is that infrared laser you can't even see, but it can just set stuff on fire really quickly. But yeah. Anyway, what else was in the comments that I'll read? So you said about the gym things. WG999 says at local process. Like you said about the journalist stuff, sorry, was it? Because again, sometimes YouTube hides comments or I miss them. And cheers, Mark's walking vlog. Yeah, so if I can spot where that Chinese mask is, because as I showed people earlier on the stream, you think the pile behind me is bad, and I need to be careful that I don't show a firearm here. Look at that fucking pile of masks, literally from the floor upwards. Because again, they're the ones where people are like, oh, can you show this mask? And I just put it down to my left. So yeah, again, this is why I'm trying to sell stuff off, because look how much shit is in this room. I will do one of just this room where, because I did do a short recently, but people keep saying, oh, can you do a room tour? Again, there's not much to see, and I can't do it on a live stream, because any guns in here will piss YouTube off if I do it on a live stream. But yeah, I think I had that Chinese mask, the FMJ08 earlier, didn't I? There's the Canadian C4. Again, it wouldn't be that heavily buried if it's there. That's my S10, right? Let's put the S10 back in its bag. But I'll put the red outserts back in the bag in a minute, because I want to actually check first. Like I said, if I can find the... I think I did a video on this, so I'm pretty sure it did fit on all of them. But, yeah. Again, we keep joking that... somebody was joking earlier, and it was a really good joke, that if it was a booby trap, Yeah, but I actually did really well during COVID-19 because everybody was suddenly interested in gas mask reviews. Again, if we get another pandemic, maybe that would be a good time to sell them. That's like at least 10 plus masks sitting there. There's some helmets as well, bulking up the pile from the bottom of the floor. But yeah, like I said, I've got somewhere between like 150 and 200 masks. That's why I really need to start selling stuff off. And again, it's just because, like I said, a lot of them were because I bought them just for you know, people saying, can you review a specific mask? And like I said, that's completely unviable now because I could spend £100 on a mask and YouTube wouldn't share the video with anybody, so I wouldn't get any revenue back. But yeah, let me see if I can find where I put that Chinese mask earlier. It's not on that pile. Oh, it is on that pile. Yeah, there it is. Right. Let's see if the Chinese ripoff of the S10 takes those things. I think it does. Again, the Chinese ripoff of the S10 is much better than the OM90, as in it's way closer to a real S10. It has better straps as well. Like saying this one I genuinely like. Like if you can't get an S10 but want to actually get, you know, a mask like an S10, get a Chinese FMJ08/MF22, whatever they're called. Yeah, the FOV is better specifically because they've copied the S10. See that you can see through the side bit of the plastic there? That's how the S10 did its lenses. It's like, you know, curved plastic. So you get peripheral vision as well as the, you know, front-facing lenses. But the OM90, where they ripped off the S10, as I was saying, they've ripped off those exact lenses. But notice that with the OM90, it's just solid plastic there. Whereas with the S10 style masks, so the Chinese have ripped it off exactly as well, but the Chinese at least did it properly, like the S10's one. Again, the actual FMJ08, I think, has better lenses than the S10, because the problem with the actual real S10 is it was prior to polycarbonate lenses becoming a thing. All right, Joshua France. Again, like I said, the good thing is at least YouTube seems to have shared this video a bit because we're getting people coming on and chatting and having a good chat. So, yeah, so we've established, like I said, I did do it in a video before, the OM90 takes the S10's lenses directly because it is pretty much a rip-off of the S10. Like I said, this, yeah, it's not going to fall over now. This is the better S10 rip-off. Yeah, they fit on perfectly. What they did. Yeah, see, it even makes a bit of a click noise when you put them on. And the other cool thing about this is it's 40mm NATO, this particular mask, not GOST. I thought it was GOST until I tested it with a NATO filter and found out it was indeed NATO. So if I get a filter handy, it's a NATO filter just to prove it. I should have a shitload of filters in this room. I mean, I do, it's just filter CFF2. Oh yes, this is frog. This is a frog filter. So yeah, this is a French filter that's NATO threaded. So let's thread this in. As you can see, going in very easily. Right, let's test it. That should be airtight. Right, let me just test this. Smelling salts. Yeah, this is a NATO threaded one. So yeah, this is again Chinese export version in 40mm NATO, meaning you can get filters for it easily. Yeah, we were on about Hank earlier. Yeah, Hank, I think, has a proper S10. Although, again, I think when they originally modelled Hank, or Hunk, isn't it? It's Hunk, not Hank. Hunk doesn't quite have a real mask, as in it's very close to a real S10. But I think, again, like a lot of things, they didn't quite one-to-one do it. I think he has a VPU, though, as well, doesn't he, on the front, like a voice projection unit thing. So the front kind of looks a bit bulkier. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I genuinely really like this mask as well. If you want an S10 but can't get a genuine S10, the Chinese S10 clones are pretty damn good. Again, the Chinese army did use them for quite a while. Then they replaced them with this mask, which I also have handy, the FMJ09. This is the mask that they replaced them with. Again, why they went for triangular lenses after circular lenses, I don't know. Again, this is still a very good mask. Notice they've still got a direct copy of the S10's microphone port there. The Klansman radio still connects to it because China ripped off the Klansman radio as well. I think that's actually kind of a compliment to your country if China directly starts copying your stuff off. You know, S10, greatest gas mask, copy S10. Yeah, the eBay's on the channel page. I can link it again if somebody was after it. 1 second. Put some of them on then. Yep. Let me get my glasses on so I can read the chat properly and catch up with it. Don't forget to like the stream if you've not liked the stream. And I did put a donation goal on there. Not that, like I said, not that I expect anybody to donate. I always love it when people do, but you know. One day you'll see news YouTubers. Well, for me, I'm not going to suffocate because I can't get my gas mask off. Other people in real life have suffocated because they fucked up with a gas mask, even like not opening the filter and putting them on. I did nearly suffocate with an Avon escape hood for some reason because the exhale valve wasn't letting the air out properly, so the mask was building up with carbon dioxide. Sadly, no. ARFAs just tend to die. I showed my other one earlier that had completely fallen apart. I'll show it again in a minute. Keir Starmer is here, says Butter Slayer, to get the red boys. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, oh, thank you very much, Oliver. I think I can. Was it Ko-fi or Buy Me a Coffee? Because they're both good. But yeah, let me cash that out as soon as I think it'll come to my Gmail. But thank you very much, Oliver. I appreciate that because, like I said, at the moment, I'm a bit yeah, Ko-fi. Thank you. Yeah, so it was actually ko.fi, isn't it? I like having both because some. Thank you for the £3. I really appreciate it. Again, any donation is always nice because, like I said, at the moment, especially, I am a bit fucked financially. Like I said, not so much like I'm really worried, but you know, like it is where I kind of each day I'm now going. Right, what's coming out? What can I cancel the subscription for? I really don't need that kind of thing. Let me put the compilation video on for you, Budder. I can actually show it on the screen, even though, again, it's going to... Did somebody want the eBay link? Sorry, I'll post the eBay link again if I've still got that handy. Yeah, there's the eBay. Right, Ko-fi and Buy Me a Coffee are better percentages than YouTube, Kevin. But obviously with YouTube, you can directly do it through here. And it, like, I think YouTube takes 30%, I think, for memberships and donations. I think Buy Me a Coffee and the other one are like 10%, so they are better. But again, if people donate, I'm just happy they've donated, you know. But again, I don't know if people donate via YouTube, YouTube promotes your channel more because they're getting free money, you know. Although, again, there are people that are channel members on here and still don't get notified in my videos. Do you got the cheap... What's the cheap Amazon gas mask? There's loads of gas masks on Amazon. Anyway, let me get up. My father was a tool... he actually said my dad was a tool maker on a load of the clips. Let's get up the compilation video. 1 second. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for it. Starmer, hang on, because I'm sure there was one where you said my father was a tool maker, but when I looked earlier, nearly all the compilation was just my dad was a tool maker. If I was the YouTube CEO, I'd actually try and make the platform just promote organic content. Again, it's probably a lot easier saying I'd do that if I was the CEO, but in general, if I was the CEO of any company, I wouldn't want to inshitify it. I'd be like, no, make it a good experience for the users so people keep using your platform and then just generate money through advertising or whatever, rather than, you know, squeeze everybody so hard they abandon their thing. Yeah, that's the thing, WG, because in theory, a lot of people say you can just use P3 or P100 filters, but I've always said, like, use at least, like, A2 P3, because at least you've then got some charcoal to absorb the stuff that isn't just particulate. Yeah, a load of people made that joke that, yeah, the worst tool he made was Starmer. Anyway, Starmer, my dad was a tool maker. Right. Hopefully you can hear the headphones if I put my volume up to absolutely full. Because, again, I've not got the PC set up at the moment. Where's the compilation one I found earlier? Because there was one earlier where it was like, my dad was a toolmaker, my dad was a toolmaker, my dad was a toolmaker. Where's the one I watched earlier? Yeah, one of the videos is literally titled, Keir Starmer's dad was a toolmaker and made the worst tool ever made. Alright, sorry, let me just... There's one. It's no laughing matter where he got butthurt over it. Hang on. Because he didn't understand why people were laughing at him. I'll try and find a compilation video in a moment, but hopefully you can hear that over the headphones in a minute.
Take a look at this. It's early today. When I grew up, my dad was a toolmaker. He worked in a factory. It's true. My mum was a nurse, and actually we couldn't make ends meet.
But yeah, he didn't get why people find the toolmaker thing. My dad was a toolmaker. We know you're a fucking tool starmer. But let me try and find that compilation one. It might have actually been like my father was a toolmaker. Yeah, that's what I searched before, not my dad. That might be why I didn't find it doing that. Is this a real video? King Charles teases Keir Starmer about his dad being a toolmaker. Oh, it says it's a voiceover thing. No, never mind. I thought what the king was actually like, your father was a toolmaker. Yeah, I'm just trying to find that compilation clip I saw earlier. Because again, like I said, there was one where somebody had clipped him together from saying it. Now I may have mentioned my parents a few times in this campaign. If I can't find the one of earlier, I think I still have the audio from it because I downloaded the audio to do that Fallout mod, only to find it's a bit harder to get the creation kit running on Linux. But hang on. Dad was a toolmaker. I think it's this one. Give me a second. Open. Let's open it with Audacity. Okay, because for whatever reason, this particular formatted file doesn't run without the video. I think it's this one. So just a second. I'll go back to it in a second. Yeah, I want to try and get the full thing. So here we go. Look, this was just him, compilation of him just saying.
My dad was a toolmaker. He was skilled as a toolmaker, highly skilled. And your dad, I think it's right, so it's a toolmaker. He was a toolmaker. Yeah, Dad was a toolmaker. My dad was a toolmaker, and he was a toolmaker. He was a skilled man, and it's hard work and skilled work. My dad, he was a toolmaker. My dad was a toolmaker. My dad was a toolmaker. Dad was a toolmaker.
So he just fucking goes on about it non-stop and doesn't seem to understand. Because again, Starmer's like some weird androgynous android that just doesn't get real people. Because, I don't dream. I don't have a favourite book or a favourite song. I never dream. And again, the other one is the famous line from him. You know, how to piss off a nation after 3 little girls got murdered. Is this one.
Far-right thuggery. Far-right thuggery.
It's far-right thuggery to be upset little girls have been murdered by a crazy black guy. Okay. I'm just like you humans. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let me catch up the chat. So if I've missed anything, just repeat what other people are asking. Just, repeat yourselves, because like I said, I was doing the, my father was a toolmaker, my dad was a toolmaker. I might have mentioned my dad was a toolmaker. Yeah, quite good hilly-billy today, thanks. The streams have actually had a decent amount of people on them today. Again, the video I uploaded, a gas mask video, that people wanted, YouTube's not shared with anyone, typically. But, yeah, at least people are seeing the stream, and again, thank you to anyone that donated. Especially you, Oliver. I'm like I said, I'll cash that out as soon as I can in a bit to my bank account. But that might have already gone straight through. Let's have a look. If it's gone through, I don't know if I've even logged into PayPal as it being on Linux. If it needs me to use my authenticator, I can't do it. Well, yeah, it does. I have to do it later because yeah, I have to stop the stream to get up Google Authenticator to log into PayPal. But yeah, my dad was a tool maker, and the other good thing was the Mark 7 helmet sold on eBay earlier as well, which was great because, like I said, ideally when stuff sells, I can then put more stuff for sale, and like I said, brings a bit of money in and helps clear up the fucking mess of this house. But like I said, if anybody's interested, if they're in the UK, because like I said, the problem is with a lot of this stuff. Any advice from stopping what is that War Thunder spending addiction? You could uninstall it, Blue Monster. Because again, it's like with me, if I don't buy booze, I can't drink too much booze. So if you uninstalled War Thunder, you wouldn't spend money on War Thunder, would you? Again, but if you spend loads of money, it's the sunk cost fallacy, and that's how Gaijin gets you, because they know you won't want to stop playing the game. But yeah, I haven't played War Thunder in years. Well, not properly. People have done jokes about that before, Devon. Let me see if I can find those clips. One moment. Zippy Starmer, what one's this?
Shows how hopelessly weak he is.
Oh,
The Prime Minister overseeing case overwhelmed at every turn. He can't say when ambulances will get to heart attack victims again.
that's literally though just yeah, Starmer's lines. But that one, there should be someone here where they've literally just got like, oh no, Rachel, what are you doing? Oh.
Thank you for joining me today. Unfortunately, it is a great honor to have you here.
So, when do you want to deploy us to Iran then, Sir Keir?
Oh, it's really no rush. That's probably around 3 weeks from now. Need I remind you that we're just puppets?
We can certainly do a lot more than John Healy.
That's great, Max. You are
He does literally sound like Zippy, doesn't he?
Oh no, I fucked the economy up.
I think it was Mike Graham before he got kicked off Talk TV used to keep doing that.
Oh no, Rachel, what are we doing with the economy today?
He also sounds quite a lot like Davros, you know, Alec.
You will be exterminated, you far right fuck.
Because he does each word like that and doesn't do proper sentences. Oh, you got local elections, have you? Yeah, saying we had obviously this year we've had obviously the like council elections. Is it like for a proper seat then? I have to look that one up. I know what phone jacker is, but I don't know that particular thing. Brian Badondi, phone jacker. I'm just listening because it said it might be. Yeah, it does sound like him, doesn't it?
Like to buy a bungalow? Pardon? Sorry?
bungalow.
Bungalow.
Do you build them?
Pardon?
Do you build bungalows?
Do I want to buy a bungalow?
Do you build bungalows?
You'd like to buy a bungalow?
Yeah, I won't give it that. Yeah, I can hear that now. Yeah.
Because he talks like that.
But if I make that video, YouTube will strike my channel for doing a dangerous thing that's not allowed on the platform. Because again, their AI is suggesting stuff that is actually like either illegal to do or against YouTube's own terms of service to do. Like I said, it's and then it's just they've got the disclaimer, oh, AI can make mistakes, just double check what it says. Yeah, I wonder how many hours I've put into War Thunder. Let me check. At least I can only check via Steam because I used to play it before I had the Steam version. You know, when it used to just be downloaded from their website. War Thunder. Dun, dun, dun. 1,262 hours. Yeah, just to see I'm not lying. And that's just on the Steam version. like I said, I probably put hundreds to 1,000 more hours into it prior to it having a Steam release. But yeah, I've not played it in ages because, you know, it's very much designed to be frustrating unless you spend money on it. I think I've played more Red Dead Redemption 2 now, though, than War Thunder. Oh, that's 1,218 hours. What did I say War Thunder was? Oh, 1,262. Oh my god, there's more time spent in War Thunder than Red Dead Redemption. I don't like that. I'll have to play through Red Dead again a bit more to let me see if on my account I can Steam. So you can sort your Steam thing, can't you, by like time spent in each game, like playtime on each game. So give me a moment. Right, so let's go through my things. So borderless gaming, that's because it's not really a game, it's something you run in the background to make programs run borderlessly. So 2,275 hours, but again, that's because it's not a game, it's a tool you use to make things borderless if they're not borderless. Cookie Clicker, because a lot of the time I left it running AFK, 1,357 hours. War Thunder, 1,262. Red Dead Redemption 2, 1,218 hours. Gary's Mod, 856 hours, and I played shitloads of that before they recorded your hours. Marauders, sadly, which is a dead game now, 649 hours. The Black Grimoire Cursebreaker, which is kind of like RuneScape, 543 hours, but single player. Malvar Idol, again, idle game, so 506 hours. Helldivers 2, 494. Rocky Idol, again, an idle game, 448 hours. Wargame Red Dragon, 437. Battlefield 2042, 331 hours. Again, another idle game. Fallout 4, 274. Oh, that's not good. There's more time spent in Fallout 4 than there is in New Vegas. That's probably when I played through all of Fallout London on my Fallout 4 thing on Steam. Command & Conquer Remastered Collection, 267. Elden Ring, 247. Warband, 209. Bad Company 2, 191 hours. Again, I played loads of Bad Company 2 before it was recorded on Steam. Team Fortress 2, proper RuneScape. Again, loads of my time on RuneScape wasn't through the Steam version. Stalker, Skyrim, Vegas Movie Studio, Warno, Rainbow Six Siege, I haven't played that in years. Age of Empires 2, Chilquarium, Crusader Definitive Edition, all the various versions of Arma 2. Yeah, that's enough of looking through my list. We're only in the casual 150 odd hours into games now. A load of my Red Dead Redemption 2 playtime was during COVID, because obviously when I was being paid to sit at home for months and not go to work because of the, you know, like we have to control the spread and all that, I was just playing Red Dead Online with friends all through the single player. Hell Let Loose. I don't think I have Hell Let Loose. Yeah, I heard they ruined it, Devon. Isn't it? Because there's like loads of cheaters as well as like so many characters with weird abilities that you can't, you know, play properly anymore. No, did the Pope declare war on AI? Is this on a major news thing? I want to have a look at this. Oh yeah, there was new Mandelson files coming out, wasn't there? I forgot about that. Let me just search Pope and look that up. Pope Leo says AI must be disarmed in first major teaching. Oh, that's interesting. So we're going to get the Boltarian Jihad, are we, from June, with the religious war against the machines. Solitaire, I'm shit at card games. Like poker and all that don't interest me at all. I like gambling, but I like playing slot machines to gamble. And I do it based on the mathematical winning chance with introductory offers, so I can cash out before you know, the house's favor kind of goes in. Anyway, so let's read about the Mandelson stuff, shall we? Arrest and belager or something. Mandelson messages reveal criticism of number 10. Long-awaited documents published by the government have revealed messages between Lord Mandelson and ministers, strongly criticising the Prime Minister, number 10 and Labour MPs. The 1,500 pages cover communications about the appointment of Lord Mandelson as the UK's ambassador to the US, a role he was later sacked due to his links to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. What's the Telegraph said about it? Because the BBC is very neutral and boring. One of the things all Labour does is ask, who can we tax? I can believe that. I'm just probably watching some video summary of the Mandelson stuff when it's all been picked through. Henry Novak's father, police left our son to die, then treated his killer with decency. Yeah. Starmer won't mention Henry Novak's name, will he? Budder says, anytime I need to feel better about US politics, I just turn to the BBC. I don't like the BBC very much. Drove the snakes out of Ireland, didn't he, St. Patrick? Or is that a different one? I can't remember. Or was that St. Christopher? St. Patrick. Which is the one that drove the snakes out of Ireland, even though I don't know if that's a real thing. Anyway. Oh, that was St. Patrick, was it? Yeah, again, so Henry Novak, for the people that don't know, was like a British-Polish boy, like 18, 19, wasn't very old, was stabbed to death by a random Sikh guy. The Sikh guy stole his phone, and then when Henry was bleeding to death, he said to the police, oh, he did a racist thing against me, which was later proved on CCTV to be bullshit. And the police were like, oh my God, you racist. And they handcuffed him as he was like begging for help. And he bled out while being handcuffed because the pigs believed a brown man for saying that man is racist rather than looking at the situation properly. So the police who let him die should be fucking complicit and charged. But I doubt they will. And then the police's excuse was basically, oh, well, he lied. How could we know if somebody lied? It's not like criminals lie, is it? I haven't even heard of this. I have no idea what that is. I don't know who Bob Barry is, and I don't know about people farting on dogs. Oh, yeah, Nicola Sturgeon did a Prince Andrew-style interview, didn't she? Where she was like, I'm my husband. That's not very good, Nicola Sturgeon. He didn't know he had all that money and he knew about home. Nicola, yeah. Nicola cranky. I just had a new coffee machine and bought me new jewellery. I didn't know anything. I'm innocent. Oh, I'm the victim here. Oh, Khan. So Sadiq Khan, our favourite cunt. Sadiq Cunt's back. Oh, he's turned himself into a skinhead. Look, I'm a better skinhead than him. Yeah, well, look, Sadiq Khan looks fucking weird of a skinhead. But yeah, so anyway, Khan accuses MAGA and Russia of spreading disinformation about London. Mayor claims Trump supporters and the Kremlin use social media to portray the capital as lawless. Because again, Sadiq Cunt, right? Yeah, everybody I know hates Sadiq, especially my mates that live in London or boroughs of London. So London's crime rate is fucking horrible, but they keep doing that gaslighting thing like the guy in today's earlier of, oh no, crime's actually going down. But you know, all of these racist people and all that keep spreading misinformation that like London, you'll have your phone nicked or you'll get stabbed. Yeah, it's not like that stuff really happens, is it? Social media apps, including Elon Musk's X, have seen a surge of videos portraying London as being plagued by violence against women and knife crime. Oh, you mean just real videos being uploaded of stuff happening? And Lee Michael says, "Hey up, all right." Yeah, exactly, Devon. Like, one of the big things has been that because lots of people, for more minor crimes, don't think the police are going to do fuck all about it, don't report it, because they think, what's the point in wasting my own time for something the police are never going to solve? I don't actually have a Guy Fawkes mask. I ought to get one. Like I said, well, last time I watched V for Vendetta, Well, not the last time, I've watched it since, but I got one of these daggers, because again, it's not exactly like the ones he has in the film, but it's close enough. Remember the 5th of November. And as lots of people jokingly say, Guy Fawkes was the most honest man to ever go into Parliament. Well, Sturgeon claims you didn't see the motorhome or the new coffee machine or all the jewellery you bought or whatever else. Yeah, again, MMA or other martial arts, probably a good idea to learn them. But, you know, also if you're somewhere where it's quite dangerous, you probably want a stab vest as well. Oh, another message held for review. Hang on. I'm trying to show it, but it won't let me show you. But Lee said, tweets get you more jail than paedophiles. Jail time paedophiles. Yep. Or violent crime or whatever. The truth is there's something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there? Again, I couldn't pad out a stream, an entire length of a stream with V for Vendetta lines. But yes, the truth is there's something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there? That's definitely a good line. That's very true. I've got that good neck protector as well that's worth getting potentially, because the problem is a lot of stab vests are just kind of like cut like a t-shirt. And if somebody goes for your neck, you're a bit fucked. Yeah, they also had the they have the same, probably the same FV, is it 4302? That was used in warfare to look like a Bradley. No, not the FV 4302. What's the model of FV that has the Raden cannon on it? That's like a smaller version of the Warrior. Oh, that is the FV 432. It's just known as the 30mm variant. Yeah, because one of these particular vehicles, because they're kind of rare, the FV 432 with the 30mm Raden on it, is used in loads of films. Because obviously, like some rental place has it. So it's probably the same one that's in V for Vendetta at the end, that's also in Warfare, made to look like a Bradley. But yeah, because again, although it doesn't look in, or is that just the FE 430, that model? Oh no, so I'm just looking at a thing. So it is FE 432, yeah. But again, I fucking love Berlin camo. That's like the British urban camo they painted for the Berlin Regiment. Basically, every vehicle had the same splotches in the same place, so the Soviets couldn't accurately count how many vehicles we had, because they couldn't tell if they were like separate vehicles or the same ones. You can just buy reprints of that. Again, I don't think a lot of those are genuine M81 like Urbans. You can just buy, like, I've got the red and like grey M81s, because there are companies that just do M81s in different colours. I've got some obsolete caliber firearms which are shootable, and I have shotguns before, but like I said, I have to be careful what I say on here in case, oh, technically you didn't follow the exact legislation of the law. But yeah, I am jealous of the Americans of the Second Amendment, because obviously it's much better to be able to own a firearm, be allowed to shoot it easily, and have it for self-defense than, you know, like what we've got, where it's lots of grey areas of the law. You basically just have to jump through the hoops on to get one. Is the Ajax the one that rattles people to death? Because I think the Boxer's the good one, isn't it? And the Ajax, the fucking dumpster fire of a project that keeps causing loads and loads of issues. I kind of would consider voting for him. Again, he'd have to run in our area, like what some of his candidates, because they didn't in the last election. They only ran in Norfolk. But again, that would be a kind of a policy that would make me potentially vote for somebody if they were like making it easier for regular people to get guns. Oh, I'm going to have to look for that, Kevin. So, Department of Energy Tactical Team. See if I can find one. I'm just going to go on images first and type 1980s if I can't find it. Oh yeah, I'll just put 1980s in because most of the pictures coming up are very modern. I assume Department of Energy tactical teams are a bit like the Royal Nuclear Constabulary, like the armed police department specifically for guarding nuclear installations. You can see some in Free Color Desert or whatever it's called, and some that look quite a lot like what do you call them? Annoyingly, I might just type urban camo in because again, Google's image search is shit. Urban camo. Again, there's some in UCP, but that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, it's all multicam now. Why? Why? Not multicam. They're ruining it. You might have to, if you can find it, send it me, Kev, because I can't see it on here. Oh, yeah, they had the cool M16s and 9mm, didn't they? Yeah, I think somebody brought that up before. Digital Flora, you mean like this? Hang on. This stuff. Digiflora. It's a bit of a shit camo in all honesty, Digiflora. I prefer the old Russian Flora than this one. Because yeah, this particular camo is a bit meh. It kind of looks like it should be better than it does, but at a distance it just looks too overly green. It doesn't break up your silhouette very well. Again, old Russian Flora I like more. Russian Flora camo. See, I genuinely think this is better. The old kind of a bit M81 looking, old Flora camo. I genuinely think that looks better than Digiflora. It breaks your silhouette way better. I've got a couple of gas mask bags and stuff in the old Flora, but yeah, Digiflora's a bit shit in all honesty. It kind of looks cool, but we've seen enough Mobics in Ukraine where they just look like a green blob. If they're in a trench, they're too green. Sometimes even in a field of grass, they just look like a solid green blob. But yeah, anyway, if I missed any comments. Oh, I've missed loads of comments. Hang on. What's MM14? Is that the Ukrainian camo? MM14, I've got a jacket in that. It's genuinely better than Digi camo. The Russian one, anyway. It's definitely better than the Russian one. Again, it still has the problem, like a lot of Digi camos, of it's kind of very UCP-like, and it doesn't break your silhouette up very well. Yeah, everybody's going to fucking multicam. I'll open up Discord if you found it on Discord and set it on there, because I've not got Discord open at the moment. But yeah, it's just unaesthetic. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that does look good. That's what Kevin. Oh no, what's it doing? I don't fucking YouTube. Yeah, no, that is really cool actually. Yeah, so you got the guys, in the grey urban M81s with the sunglasses, and the cool painted up vehicles. Yeah, that is cool. Unlike like I said, unlike multicam. Again, multicam I didn't mind when not many people used it, but now every fucking army is like, oh, let's have multicam. It's just fucking, it's boring, isn't it? Again, it's like if every nation adopts an M16 derivative or AR-15 derivative, it's like there's no soul anymore. Yeah, German Flecktarn I like. And again, what's a shame is Germany was originally going to do a multicam Flecktarn. So at least with multicam Flecktarn, it would have been, even though it's the same color palette, it was at least the Flecktarn style camo. But again, they just went for the standard multicam. Again, the problem, Gothic, isn't the multicam's a good camo. It's because everybody fucking uses it now. And like red 4, blue 4, everything. So the Russians use multicam. Loads of Western countries use multicam. I imagine China's probably making a multicam derivative. You know, it's just one of those things where, because so many nations use it, you can't tell what soldiers they are easily anymore. Because again, if everybody's using an AR derivative of multicam, you're like, are those Americans? Are they whoever else? Let's have a look at Kaz 57. Is that the more modern one, or is that the older one? That's the older one, I assume. Although that is quite similar to the modern Aussie camo, isn't it? Yeah, let me look up Australia on Camopedia. Because they kind of have a, like a flex-hardy looking thing, don't they? Just a different colour. Let's have a look. Australia. No, maybe it is that camo they still use. Oh no. In mid-2014, it was announced that the Australian Army would officially adopt a new camouflage uniform that would replace both the disruptive pattern camouflage uniform, DPCU, and the Australian multicam pattern operational camouflage. This camouflage design and hybrid of the, it's based, they're going to a multicam derivative. Again, at least it's not the normal multicam squiggles, but still. Look, oh, great. So Australia's going to that as well. Right. What a shit show. More fucking multicams. Yeah, Forbidden Dot Camo's good. Speaking of Forbidden Dot Camo, I think I saw mine earlier. Yeah, just reproduction one for a helmet cover. But still. The Forbidden Dot Camo, yeah? Oh, this is a reversible one as well. So you got like obviously the autumny one on one side. And on the other, the summer version, or whatever it is. So, let's get the helmet. Right, which way around does this go? That's a hook to attach it to the helmet, isn't it? There. That's also a hook to attach it to the helmet. Somebody sent me something on Discord. I'll have a look in a minute. I've probably got that the wrong way around, haven't I? Where's that? Yeah, that. I'm just trying to work out what's the front side of it and what's the back side of it. Again, I'm not buying anything else at the moment, like I keep saying to people, so don't keep saying to me, oh, can you buy this? Again, there's a lot of stuff that, again, I'd still want, but like I said, at the moment, I just really can't afford to buy anything anymore. Like I said, I'm selling stuff, not buying stuff. Yeah, I was trying to work out what the front of this is. Where's the front? Because I'd have imagined the bit that goes back further is the back section, because the back of the Stahlhelm goes down the furthest. And then is that the side bit there, maybe? I saw I've got a PM, I'll have a look in a minute. Stretch that over there. That one's on there. That one there, probably. Yeah, that's probably roughly how it goes on. I'd imagine. Just probably have that one a bit closer to the very middle of the front, I imagine. Yeah, so slide that along ever so slightly. Yeah, so that one's going to go back there slightly. And that will go, yeah, I'm just adjusting this so it's kind of the little prongs of the thing are in the same place. Yeah, so there we go. The forbidden camo, yeah? Blue training event. Real shells dressed up as blue journalists. Oh, it was just somebody PMing me about a video I posted another thing about the Russians in their Mad Max vehicles. One of my mates says, "Is this the Russian version of Scrap Heap Challenge?" Anyway, I'll close Discord. So I'll get beep if somebody PMs me. What flavour MREs? What sort of type? I like brushstroke. I like Rhodesian brushstroke as well. Ah, cool. Yeah, again, Stowhounds are cool. Like I said, it's just a shame about the history of the country that, you know, did a load of stuff with Stowhounds. But overall, I do like Stowhounds. Yeah, just tell him. Yeah, good helmet and good camo. I've got the Splinter camo cover for this as well. Yeah, I've got some reproduction Rhodesian camo, and it is surprisingly good Rhodesian camo. Like, as in, it works quite well in woodlandy type places, works quite well in arid desert. Let's have a look. So they're US ones. US menu A ration. Yeah, you can just post what's in them. But yeah, I've still got some Russian stuff around. But not Rhodesian stuff, sorry, Russian stuff around. But yeah, I've eaten a load of them. And like I said, because that's the thing, is I did some reviews of each thing and then sort of ate them as I did them. That's kind of cool, Joshua. Yeah, playing Rhodesian Airsoft until somebody throws a fit of, "Oh, you're racist." Did you put like blackface on as well, like the CeeLo Scouts did or whatever? Yeah, they did the gamer move, didn't they, Butter? Ah, they won't see this coming. Yeah, hopefully you have a hike where nothing goes wrong, and I mean that, Brown Streak. I'm not saying that like ironically, like I hope you fall over. I'm saying, yeah, I hope you have a good hike and it all goes well and everything. Yeah, again, one of the camos that's surprisingly good that people don't think is good is Swiss Alpenflage, because it's got the red in it. People think, oh, that's not going to work anywhere, but it's kind of surprising how the red in Alpenflage, your eye kind of sees it as brown at a distance, and it does a really good job of breaking up the shape. Yeah, I've got an East German helmet somewhere, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know exactly where it is. Oh, just shorts, yeah. I actually was looking for Rhodesian short reproductions, and nobody fucking does them. I was really disappointed, because I did genuinely want some shorts that, you know, barely covered any of my legs. You know, just kind of like boxer shorts, just for a laugh. Yeah, I've got some various Alpenflage bits. Yeah, speaking of the East German helmet, I'm actually wondering if it is just... That's the French helmet I just stood on. If it is just on here somewhere. I swear it wasn't that long ago I had it. Oh yeah, there's the CT12 for anyone interested. Like I said, this is just the S10's like later, better version. But yeah, I swear it wasn't that long ago I saw my East German helmet. There's a modern Chinesian helmet, but it's actually a proper what do you call it type one, so it's quite nice. Trying to think of the name of it. Like the modern American ones, it's ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, so it's quite a nice helmet. Even though, like I said, my actual go-to one's my British one, which is a copy of an American one. Oh. There's that I've not seen in ages that had fallen off the shelf. GSM. Oh, there's the old joystick I was missing, which forced me to buy my new joystick. That was back there as well. Picked it up on the shelf itself, well, the other is but better joystick. Alright, what else is on? Oh yeah, the glow-in-the-dark Stellhounds on here. Can't put shelves on these walls because the walls will collapse. You can see loads of holes in the walls up there anyway. It's made out of shitty plasterboard stuff. You can't put weight on. GP4. GP4A. Some old broken headphones. They might as well go in the bin. Get some old really fucked broken headphones. I don't know why I kept those. Put those in the bin. What treasures are down here? There's a gun under here if I can get it. Oh, there's one of my old bronchometers that I haven't seen in yonks. Yeah, finding some really interesting stuff back here. Assume it needs to put a battery back in it, but yeah, an old ionization chamber style gun thing. Oh, I hope YouTube doesn't give me a strike for holding this. Yeah, definitely a loot pile. Like I said, there's a gun that fell below the bed frame, but unless I pull the whole thing out, I'm probably not getting anytime soon. Exercise thing. Plastic case. I need one of those like inspection cameras, I think, to put down there. Oh, an actual GP5. That was the Vietnamese pith helmet I was on about earlier. Something glass that really should be on there. I think it might be a plasma ball. I hope that's not a plasma ball on there. It's really easy for that to get broken if that's there. Oh yeah, the old Soviet calculators on there. Oh yeah, my Freedom Flecton cover. Yeah, that's a GP4, isn't it? Yeah, interesting. And I don't like the idea that there's been a plasma ball with all that weight put on it, because that could break very easily. Yeah, I need one of those like inspection cameras to put down there to find out where my Yeah, that is a fucking plasma ball. It's still plugged in. There's the on switch. It's not working regardless. I don't know if it is plugged in or not. Probably not. I'll have to pull it out. Yeah, where does that lead go? GP5M. Oh, some old biscuits or something, probably long since out of date. Didn't even know they were on there. Oh yeah, some. What was the expiry date on these? 2021. Anyway, I'm going to stop now and just go back to talking to you guys. Anyway, let me start where I was saying. Snooble, it's the Asmongold thing of, yeah, that they realise after a while that they're not going to change you and they leave. It's, yeah. But like I said, why do you think I'm selling this shit? Again, there's so much of it. Again, like I said, I'm doing home gym stuff. I'm not going to go to a local fucking gym because I'd have to spend money on it, which I can't afford. Yeah, it's because people kept asking me. There's no roaches in here though. There's no roaches in here. But yeah, people kept asking me to like buy stuff and do videos on it, and this is what happens after like 10 plus years of being a YouTuber. Like I said, this is why I'm selling stuff. See all that stuff? I need to get rid of it. Although, yeah, Roach King, yeah. Although saying that, like what Devon was saying, one of the things with women is like, I always had a really, really tidy car. And one thing I've noticed with women is even if their house is tidy, their cars are full of fucking trash. I have been eBaying, Marks. What do you think I've been doing? We've had this discussion about 5 times today. But yeah, like I said, the funny thing with women is their cars are fucking messy as shit a lot of the time. I'm not quitting YouTube, but like I said, I'm getting rid of loads of stuff because there's just too much stuff here and I need money. And like I said, there's just way too much stuff is the main thing. Yeah, because it's designed to work with PayPal, Kevin. So yeah, coffee, that's the cool thing is people can pretty much donate in any currency and it just sends it to me via PayPal. He cleaned up some stuff. I don't think his room's that, I don't think my autograph's worth anything. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And then those same women are the ones that cry and are like, oh, why can't I find a boyfriend? It wouldn't fiscally pain you because fiscally means it's like money pain, doesn't it? Because again, like fiscal pain is like financial pain. And so if you're selling stuff, that's fiscally good for you. It might emotionally pain you to sell stuff. We don't really get roaches in the UK anyway. Oh, physically, yeah. Like I said, there was food there that's long since expired, but it's wrapped up, so it's not like not smelly or whatever, and it's kind of like ultra processed biscuit type things. I haven't got crusty white socks that haven't been washed in 5 years casually on the side table. It's all an Asmongold thing, is it? I said I haven't got any like clothes that haven't been washed in here. All the clothes in the drawers and that are washed clothes. If they're dirty, they go in the laundry. All right, Davo. Yeah, I've done the same thing, Brown Streak. I'm not putting on music, but about killing people randomly over drugs and bitches and hoes or whatever their music is. What's bedbur? I don't understand, Izzy, what that means. If you mean bed bugs, I don't get bed bugs, no, because again, this isn't the room I sleep in, and my sheets I change my sheets, wash my sheets, all that sort of stuff. Bed bugs, no, don't get bed bugs. Don't think I've ever had bed bugs. Again, bed bugs are actually really bad in terms of they can infest everything in a house. All right, see you, Dave. Bed bugs are like one of those things you really need to get on top of poisoning. We now want to get carpet beetles. There's like one set of curtains in the house the carpet beetles love. So every now and then we have to gas the carpet beetles, like put the carpet beetle poison down. But that's because they obviously come in through the air vents or whatever when it's the right time of year and decide, because they're like moths, where they're like, oh, I'm just going to lay my eggs on these sort of things. Kevin says, UK rap is mostly, oi, bruv, I'll get you with me Rambo knife. Yeah. End your life with me Rambo knife. Call it a knife. This is a knife. But yeah, like I said, there's an obvious reason why I'm starting to sell stuff. Yeah, I did see the new Frenchman celebrating that. Again, I'd say that a new Frenchman, not the traditional Frenchman. I see you played North Spoony before. Yeah, exactly, Brown Street. Yeah, so this, I'm pretty sure this ran on a 9-volt battery. There's the battery compartment on this again. Oh, no, this is powered on. Okay. So is the exposed bit the one you're doing? So 0. Yeah, it's on 0. So if I go to the millirontgen range, then if I hold that on 0 and then 0 it. Okay. I think that's actually running. Let's test it. So that's the beta window, isn't it, right at the end there? Let's get my DP2 control source. I've never actually tested this with a DP2 control source. So yeah, that's getting a reading at least. Yeah, New Europeans, exactly. Right, so let's see if we get a good number up. So that's what it's currently saying minus still, isn't it, on radiation? It's getting pretty close to 0, but yeah, that's because obviously, like I said, it's zeroing on these is always a little bit off. But let's see, does this suddenly go up? Oh, look, it's off scale. Okay. It's just gone to 1. So let's set it to 2 Rontgen per hour. Right, we're now on the 2 Rontgen per hour one. What are we at? 1.5 Rontgen? 1.2 Rontgen? Yeah, about 1.2 Rontgen. Look at that, 1.2 Rontgen. I don't think this makes my phone camera flash. Let's have a go. Nah, it doesn't affect the phone camera. Yeah, there you go. 1.2 Rontgen. The spicy meatball. That goes in one piece of glass, then into another piece of glass, so it doesn't escape. Yeah, I'm glad this turned up. I love this thing. Oh, and that's the hold thing, isn't it? That little trigger, I think. Or is it? No, not a hold. Got on the millirontgen range again. Thought the trigger might have been like a hold thing. No, because the numbers. Oh yeah, no, it's a cumulative dose, isn't it? Like this, where it will keep counting up but won't go down because it's like how much dose you've accumulated. Oh, that's good, Ben right out. Oh, sorry, Brown Street said, my buddy Matt is finally getting out of the Navy in July. I've talked to my landlord about him moving into the apartment next door to me. That'd be nice. We are both seamen. I won't make a joke about semen stains then. You know, like the fake, okay, so the Americans won't know this. There was a weird British kids show called Captain Pugwash, like in the 70s or whatever. And this is actually fake. So like the Captain Pugwash thing's real. But there's a thing that went around for ages, and I believe this, where people said the names of the sailors were Seaman Staines, Master Bates, and Roger the Cabin Boy. And obviously that wasn't their names at all. But, you know, it was one of those things that everybody believed until you actually Google it or like, you know, watch the show and realize that isn't their names. So what's the accumulative dose we're on now? Just coming up to 4 millirontgen absorbed dose. Let's put this in front of it and see what happens. Oh, it's climbing faster now, look. I wonder if the radium on this will actually make this camera staticky. Because gamma rays typically do more than beta on the phone camera because it's better shielded. Again, I wouldn't be able to see on there unless I was watching it live on the other screen anyway. Yeah, I'm glad this still works and I found this. This is like one of those meters I genuinely really like, this one. In Britain, cracker doesn't really have the connotation of like white people or whatever. Like if somebody said cracker in the UK, we'd think you're all about like crackers and cheese. Or your crackers, meaning you're a bit mental. But no, in the UK, like honky cracker don't really get used, to be honest. I'm trying to think what insults there are for like white people from black people in the UK, but I don't actually know, in all honesty. I can't say the insults for black people on here because I'll get a strike, or the stormtroopers will be around my house. But yeah, so this is cool. I'm glad I found this. So where's all the plug sockets behind me? Those things may or may not be. Oh, maybe it's because there's individual switches on that bin, as long as it's expired. Yeah, so is that the thing for plasma ball? And then is that something else? It does look like the same lead, to be honest. "12-volt DC. I was saying that if that's 12-volt DC, very easy way I can check if it still works is let's unplug this, plug that in there. There we go. And then let's dial up the. Oh, yeah, it does still work. So it's just that plug wasn't working. Yeah, so rather than having this plugged into my thing at the moment, I've got it. Oh, we can overclock it, look. That's probably quite dangerous, isn't it, overclocking one of these? Yeah, let's not overclock it. Oh, it's made my microphone turn off. That's funny. Yeah, because of these normally set Geiger counters off as well. Let's try it. So if there's still batteries in this guy. So he's on and clicking. Yeah, that's fucking with my microphone. That's brilliant. Oh, is this one actually shielded against the plasma ball? That's actually quite rare. Most of these aren't. That's quite a good design if this is shielded. Yeah, it's only setting it off slightly. Yeah, this one has a pretty good case then, because it's the plasma ball isn't fucking with it. Where lots of Geiger counters go fucking nuts if you put them near one of these. So for example, this Measal thing, I wonder if this goes off near one of these. Yeah. But yeah, it's because if they're not properly like electromagnetically shielded, a plasma ball sets off a Geiger counter. So they're actually a really good way of testing certain meters. Yeah, it's just one of those weird facts that's why the good meters are electronically shielded. Are you talking to me about moving or somebody else? I'm not moving. I'm just trying to sell off a load of shit. But yeah, cool. So that works fine. So let's unplug that. That's the plug for the PAPR. I need to put this where it's somewhere where it's not going to get damaged, so it can go on the piano for now. I wonder what happens if you take the glass off a plasma ball. Anybody know? I suppose it's got some sort of like noble gas in there, hasn't it? So that's why you can see the things. But I want to do this properly so it doesn't break. So there we go. That's safe now. Poland, yeah, Poland's a lovely country. But yeah, if I turn it off, what is it? Come on. Why is that voltage thing stuck on? I flicked you off. Oh, is it because the cable's not plugged into something? Does that mean it always wants to be drawing current? Let's put you back into the PAPR. Yeah, it says it's got a permanent 2.95 on that thing now. I don't know why. Yeah, right. Let's see if I can get that microphone to turn back on. Ah, there we go. It's all right now. But yeah, the plasma ball fucked that up as well. Ah, good. That's turned off properly now. But yeah, like I said, plasma balls are pretty interesting in terms of using them to test certain things like Geiger counters, because if they're not very well shielded, like Faraday caged, they really go crazy when they're a plasma ball. Anyway, I'll probably go off quite soon, so thanks for coming on, everyone. A massive thank you to anyone that donated or liked or any of that sort of stuff, because I've been on nearly 2 hours now, haven't I? And yeah, we're at 37 likes, 19 views. What's the nav helmet? Or are you talking to somebody else? Because some people are talking to each other. I'm not sure who's talking to me and who's talking to somebody else. But yeah, so tomorrow's video, I'll tell you what my upcoming videos are. 1 second. Tomorrow's video is a short. I think both the videos coming up at the moment are shorts. So the one tomorrow is on the Mark 7 helmet I sold. I just did a short on it just so more people were interested if it hadn't sold, and just so there was an extra video on it. So tomorrow's video is just like a quick history short on the Mark 7 helmet. And the one the following day is about like weird fake news AI slop that's now turning up on YouTube, which YouTube is promoting. So again, if you're into military, you won't find that very interesting, that one. But it's just one of those things as a creator. Oh, I'm sure glad I can't see the channels I'm subscribed to, because YouTube wants to quite literally share fake news AI slop with me and really promote it to millions of people. Isn't that brilliant? Oh, have you spotted the NBA helmet? Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought you meant the East German one. Yeah, there's the NVA helmet. You can get them as in the North Vietnamese Army helmet. You can get those on AliExpress. Yeah, you can get these on AliExpress. So I was looking for that earlier when I was talking about PIF helmets. But yeah. Should I go home? Okay. I don't think we have Panda Express in the UK. Is that like a chain of Chinese takeaway sort of things? Takeout, takeaways, or are they eating as well? But Ben Rideout, as I said, sadly I can only sell to people in the UK really because of all the rules. I did post it earlier. Is it still linked? If not, no. Let me get the... So again, any of the CDs on there are things my dad's selling because we have a shared like eBay page we just use. All right, cool, you're in the UK. Again, if people are interested in any particular thing, just ask me if I can list it, and then I probably will. Like I said, some of the things like the S10 I'm not going to list, but most of the things I'm trying to sell for quite reasonable prices. And again, like the DP5 and the finished mask, I'll drop in price in a week or two if nobody's still bought it. I'm on holiday fairly soon, so obviously when I'm away, I think it says on eBay, you know, can't post during that period. And I don't want to list anything else till I'm back from holiday. Like I said, I'm just selling off stuff to get money, and again, because of how fucking cluttered this room is. So yeah, getting rid of a lot of stuff, but again, there is some stuff I don't want to get rid of. So like I said, stuff with sentimental value I won't really be getting rid of, and some of my like proper modern stuff I won't be getting rid of. But again, what I'm mostly doing, it doesn't hurt to ask if there's something you're interested in, but some of the stuff will be as and when I find it. Because like I said, I'm like where I was just going, oh, I forgot I had that, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Some of the stuff is I'll be digging through stuff, spot stuff, and think I'm never going to use that again. Like, you know, unlike that ionization chamber I found recently, which is quite a good one. But again, there'll be a lot of stuff where I'll be digging through and go, don't really need that kind of thing. So, yeah, as I said, it's just a case of I'll be going through various bits, and as and when I... it's not old spec, can't legally sell it because it's that stupid thing where the current, you can't put them on eBay either, DIAC guns. But with any of the DIACs, the annoying thing is a load of my DIACs are that thing where when I bought them, they were whatever the current spec was at the time. Because the specs have changed, I can legally still own them, but I'd have to have them deactivated again to legally sell them. So if I do sell any of those, they're going to be like a cash in hand job. So nobody can then later on say, oh yeah, he sold me something that was not currently legal to sell, you know. But yeah, like I said, I've got a couple of like in real life mates that have all asked if they can just dig through all my stuff to find stuff to just, you know, I'm going to sell those bits at mates rates. But again, I don't know what they want to buy yet. Yeah, it's a grey area again. That's why I'd rather do it as a cash in hand thing, because it's much harder for something to come back on it after that. But yeah, like I said, what my plan is obviously digging through loads of the stuff. I'm probably clearing out this room before I move on to other like storage crates and that I've got, because I want to try and tidy this room up as a priority. But like I said, the general plan is to you know, like I said, list a few things, wait till they sell, list a few more things. Because obviously I also need like boxes to post stuff with and bubble wrap. So, you know, I might have to look into getting more boxes and things like that. Because most of the things I've got for sale at the moment are currently bubble wrapped, sitting in boxes ready to ship. But like I said, it's one of those things where what I'll probably do is, you know, as and when I dig bits out and think, do I want that? Don't I want that? That'll be when I sell stuff. Anyway, thanks for coming on, everybody. A massive thank you to anyone that donated and whatever else. Because, like I said, I want to, what do you call it in a minute? You know, cash out the coffee stuff, but I can't do that without logging to PayPal. Oh, 10 new alerts from Ko-fi. See alerts on the Ko-fi dashboard. Right, let's see if I can run my login for Ko-fi as well. Some of those might just be the boring things of 10 alerts. Oh no, most of these alerts are just like Ko-fi sent you a motivational image kind of thing. Wow. Oh, and there's one from December. Somebody sent me a thing. And again, I think they were asking if I had a Discord server. Again, I don't have one. It's like a public one now. Because the problem was when I had a Discord server, and if anybody donated and could join it, that's when you get people raiding it, because they donate to get an invite. Then they just start harassing people on there. So it's one of those things now I just don't bother with. Anyway, I will cash out the thing Oliver sent me, because that was really nice of him. I don't know, Izzy, what that is. I know there's like loads of stupid terms like mayo monkey and stuff like that I don't even find offensive. I just find them like weird insults. I think like cum skin's another one, isn't it? And stuff like that, which, you know, it's like these are very low effort insults. You need to get good with your insults, considering how good some of the racial terms are for other races. Again, not going to be doing that on YouTube. Oh, speaking of shit like that, my friend that works in a charity shop sent me an image earlier. They had like a 19th century book that turned up in a charity shop. I assume they can't sell it, on like the various races of the world. So like, you know, a British colonial guide to all of the foreigners kind of thing. I hope he bought that for himself, because I might want to buy that off of him. Although if Starmer found that in my house, I'm proper fucked, aren't I?
You have this book about colonial racism. You're going away forever, Sonny.
What's this message? Yeah, and Devon says, no white person cares about white insults, yeah. Like, I care about people being murdered and that by, you know, illegal immigrants and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I've got a thick enough skin that when somebody uses some shitty insult, I'm like, oh no. Sorry, but for being a colonial master race. Master race is a bit of a bad connotation to say that, but you know, sorry that we colonized the world and brought civilization to everybody. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll probably head off now. So have a good evening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And like I said, it's a what you call it? Somebody said that to me earlier, Stony Lowson. It wasn't you, was it? Was it somebody else completely different that said that? They literally said the Rudyard Kipling thing. I don't know if I've ever looked at a picture of Rudyard Kipling, but like I said, I had the Piff helmet on earlier because, oh, is the thing loosened up again? Oh, one of the tightening bands I put on it have come loose. Hang on. So like I said, annoyingly with this, to get one that was in my size, like for the external shell, I had to get one that has like quite a... There we go. It's better. Yeah, let's see what Rudyard Kipling actually looked like. Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean. Yeah, my moustache isn't bushy enough. He has very bushy eyebrows, doesn't he? I don't think, yeah, my eyebrows aren't quite bushy enough for that. Yeah, he has very, very bushy looking eyebrows. But yeah, he's got a very, like Teddy Roosevelt moustache, hasn't he? Oh, gammon, yeah. Again, gammon is such a stupid insult because gammon's a nice food. And it's like, oh, you gammon. It's like, okay, you've just shown that you don't really have an argument. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, once I'm back from holiday, because I'm away fairly soon, I'll be cataloging more stuff to sell and all that sort of thing. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. Hope everyone has a good evening, and I will see you all for streams tomorrow, because as far as I'm aware, I can do a stream early tomorrow and the stream, you know, in the evening again tomorrow. I don't think there's anything coming up that would stop that. So, yeah, I'll see everybody hopefully tomorrow, and we can just chat shit again and, you know, hopefully have a good time. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, bye-bye, everyone. Have a good evening, and I will see you all, tomorrow. And like I said, tomorrow's video is on the Mark 7 helmet that's already sold now, but if people are interested in it, they can still watch a video on the history of the helmet. So yeah, bye-bye.